And good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday, everybody. Now I'm gonna be working out today, so you guys gonna might be another long video today. So I'm gonna get started on working out every single Friday.
And we're building the energy that Connecticut needs. And investing in a quality workforce. Keeping the lights on in your home. And powering your business. Because progress needs our energy. Like being carbon free by 2040. And expanding EV charging.
And it's spinning, and now the UI.
Here's UI.
Connecticut Realtors take into account something national news headlines and website algorithms don't. We know this is your house, your home, your future. If you've been on the fence about selling, now is the time. If you need space for a home office, a yard for your dog, or you simply want
Two
to
dash
downsize,
hounds.
we can help.
Two dash
With a
hounds.
Connecticut Realtor, it's never a seller's market or a buyer's market. It's always a you market. Contact a Connecticut Realtor today.
Looking to connect with a Medicare Advantage plan that has the right doctors and benefits for you? Care Partners of Connecticut plan all comes together. Our PPO and HMO plans connect you with Connecticut's top doctors for easier, more affordable access to care. Our enhanced $0 premium PPO plan offers flexibility to see doctors in or out of network. No referral required. Our PPO plan also includes our new Visa Flex Advantage spending card with $1,200 of dental coverage. And you can see any licensed dentist nationwide. Plus, your spending card includes $260 for over-the-counter health items. With our PPO or HMO plan, you'll pay no medical deductible, and there's no deductible for prescription drugs. If you're looking for maximum savings, choose our $0 premium HMO plan, now including a $3,000 HMO dental benefit. Get the plan that brings it all together. Care Partners of Connecticut, because connected is better. Call today.
The teenage soccer player you're about to meet could soon do something no one at his age of 14 has ever done. Here's ABC's Rihanna Nally.
Kevin Sullivan is on the verge of making sports history.
My name is Kevin Sullivan. I play center, attacking midfield, and I'm 14 years old.
The 14-year-old has signed a deal with Major League Soccer's Philadelphia Union. If he takes the field for the Union before July 29th, he'll be the youngest player to ever play in a top American sports league.
To be totally honest, I'm a pretty boring kid. I don't do much outside of soccer.
Sources tell The Atlantic Sullivan's deal with the Union is worth more than $500,000 per year. And there's a major clause in his contract. Once he turns 18, he'll be transferred to English powerhouse Manchester City.
It means a lot that they see the talent in me at such a young age.
Comparisons are already being made to former soccer phenom Freddie Adu, who played for DC United back in 2004 when he was just 2 months shy of his 15th birthday. But Adu's star faded quickly and now serves as a cautionary tale about high expectations. Sullivan, who's from Philadelphia, hopes to remain grounded by living at home and playing for his local team until he can develop into a world-class player.
My main goal is to win the MLS Cup, so development starts now.
Rihanna Nally, ABC News, New York.
Wow, that is really young. Okay, it's the weekend.
It's the weekend, and I wish I had better news for the weekend, but at least the start looks dry. I just wish temperatures would be a little warmer and even seasonable would be nice. But today, it's pretty cool out there. These clouds are in place. At times, we are getting some faint breaks of sunshine, especially out in eastern Connecticut. But clearly, if you're in western or central Connecticut, you're dealing with some rain showers, as you can see from Norwalk up through Bridgeport into Trumbull, Oxford, Shelton, down through Monroe, all the way here to New Haven. We do have some light passing showers out there, a little sprinkle action. These are going to continue to move off to the east and stay fairly far to the south. So here's the thing. A few passing showers expected as we go into this afternoon, but here's good news. Overnight, we're actually going to see these clouds break apart. So what we have going on here is a very interesting phenomenon. You've maybe heard of the Northern Lights or Aurora Borealis before, but the Space Weather Prediction Center has actually issued its first G4, which means severe geomagnetic watch, basically since 2005. So what we have is basically 7 CMEs, or coronal mass ejections. I know there's a lot of words being hurled at you, but we do have basically solar material
Tonight,
heading in our direction.
I'll
And
go
as that
for it.
interacts with our Earth, it creates a geomagnetic storm, which results in the northern lights. So as we zoom in a little bit closer here, you can see this area of red. Well, that's where you're more likely to see the northern lights. This line right here, which you can see comes down through Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island, means that there is the possibility that you may be able to see the northern lights right on the horizon. So if you want the opportunity to see them tonight, you really have to get away from city light, that light pollution that is out there. Allow your eyes to adjust to the sky and make sure you're looking at the horizon. That'll give you your best chance to actually see them. It is difficult, but the chance is there nonetheless. It is 55 in Hartford, 50 in Waterbury. We're checking in at 54 in New London. You can see as we head through this afternoon that we'll continue with the clouds and those spotty showers. But overnight, watch these clouds break apart. So by tomorrow morning, we will be waking up to quite a bit of sunshine. Tomorrow will feature a nice mix of sun and clouds and will stay dry. But unfortunately, more clouds will fill in Saturday night into Sunday morning. So for Mom, not only are we going to be dealing with cool temperatures, you can see there will be lots of clouds and even some spotty showers. But right now, it looks like the best chance of seeing the showers will be along the western fringe of the state. So it is very possible that some of us may escape Mother's Day perfectly dry. But again, it's still going to be rather cloudy and rather cool. Too bad Mother's Day isn't Monday, because Monday looks a lot better. Mix of sun and clouds there. Temperatures back in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. More showers looming for Tuesday afternoon through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But I'm hoping we dry out for next Thursday and Friday with temperatures returning to the 70s.
All right, thanks so much. This week, Hartford Healthcare is celebrating and recognizing its amazing nurses. This is National Nurses Week. Joining me is Mel Casturco, Chief Nursing Officer at Hartford Healthcare. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning or good afternoon. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you. What an important week. Can you tell me about the celebrations that you're doing?
Yes, it's been a long week, hence why I'm confused with what time it is. It started traditionally, so I'd say we probably bucket Nurses Week into 3 different types of categories. The first is our traditional, so the blessing of the hands, which is extremely meaningful to those of us who are nurses. We do flag raising outside of every one of our organizations, and we often invite our community service leaders, the EMS, firefighters, and police who come and celebrate with us, as it truly is a team sport. And then we do professional activities, continuing education credits, looking at our research and how we bring science to the bedside, and fun. We like to have fun. We can't do this job without having a little fun. Pizza trucks, fried dough trucks, cotton candy, cookie deliveries, and we do this around the clock 24/7 so that we hit all of our nurses on all of the shifts.
All right, there's a nursing shortage. What are you doing to strengthen the workforce?
So, this is a multi-pronged approach, and we cannot do this alone. So we have a very deep connection with our presidents of the area universities in the state of Connecticut, all of our deans and directors at our School of Nursing, and it's, different ideas. We've got grants we give scholarships to those in needs. We are working on starting the pipeline from the ground up. So high school students coming in as early careerists, moving into certified nurses aides programs, LPN to RN, associate's degree to BSN, BSN to master's programs. So how do we do summer residency programs? How do we work together to ensure that the competencies that are being taught in the schools are the ones that we need when we transition the nurses from the school setting into the work setting? And so it goes on every day, every week. We are tied at the hip, and during Nurses Week, we have actually, in addition to being at all of our hospitals and ambulatory sites, have been at a number of our universities celebrating pinnings and being keynote speakers there, because like I said, we are constantly working together, and it takes a village, and we are going to get there, but we're increasing the pipeline as well. So opening up Eastern Connecticut State University, a brand new BSN program there, which gives us additional seats for the state of Connecticut so that we can work towards getting a bigger supply for the demand that we have.
All right, Mel, thank you, and thank all the nurses for what they do.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Take care. Looking to celebrate with Mom this weekend? Next, some suggestions as we show you 8 things you can do around the state.
8 things to do around the state.
USA. When one of us wins, we all win. So when the National Waste and Recycling Association named us the Recycling Facility of the Year, our facilities were full of winners. Because Ziggy won, and Renata won, and Justin won too. And when we win, you win. Because with USA, you can be certain that your recyclable materials are exactly that. Recycled.
Salon Pass Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
As the warm weather sets in, it's the perfect backdrop for home transformations with Artisan Building and Remodeling. Our expertise in roofing, siding, and windows prepares us to tackle any project, big or small. Whether seeking a full home makeover or a modest upgrade, Artisan is your ally. Investing with us means securing a future of enduring quality for your home. Let's take this journey together, turning your house into the dream home you envision. Trust in Artisan Building and Remodeling, where we dominate the details.
King Spa is not just an ordinary spa. We were the first Korean spa to exist in the United States. We are trying to combine modern features with authentic Korean cultures. We are very proud of what we have built here so far. We are very grateful for the presence of M&T. I just thought that traditionally banking service is just a banking service, but it's more like friendship, to be honest.
I definitely see M&T growing with us. I just think they're the best partner we could have.
Bobby Crabtree with Colonial Power and Sport. You know, several years ago we decided to open up a power and sport dealership because I truly wanted to give our customers a better experience when it came to purchasing a recreational vehicle. Also, it's a commitment to try to get these kids unplugged. I couldn't have imagined the response that we got. Right now, we're able to say that Colonial Power and Sport is the largest power and sport dealership in all of New England. Did you imagine that? Maybe it's because we didn't just sell fun, we created adventure.
Celebrate Mother's Day weekend at a show or by taking a cruise. There's a lot going on in this state this weekend. Here's News 8's Sarah Cody.
Saturday, head to the Guilford Fairgrounds for a free community ag day. See 2 new barns and animal displays while getting gardening tips for the season. Saturday, check out Wake Up the Green, a spring festival on the New Haven Green with all kinds of activities like yoga, volleyball, and even a reptile petting zoo. Through May 18th, see The Far Country at Yale Repertory Theater. This beautiful story weighs the true cost of selling the past for the hope of a better future. Saturday evening, get ready to dance and sing while enjoying the classic 60s band, the Brooklyn Bridge, at the Milford Performance Center at Veterans Auditorium. Through May 12th, see The Executioner's Wife, a funny show that's part Mel Brooks, part Monty Python. It's at the Milford Arts Council, presented by Panticino Productions. Celebrate Mother's Day at Old Mystic Village with live music and a photo contest. Enter to win an incredible spa day for the woman who worked so hard. Ahoy, mateys! On Sunday, Mother's Day, enjoy a kids' pirate cruise aboard the gorgeous schooner Argia, which leaves from downtown Mystic. See incredible scenery. And finally, here's a twofer. RiverQuest, which departs from the Connecticut River Museum, is offering a spring foliage cruise on Saturday and a Mother's Day cruise on Sunday. Find more information about all of these wonderful events at WTNH.com. And to all of you moms out there, have an incredible Mother's Day weekend. I'm Sarah Cody, News 8.
Students weigh in on a very important question concerning Mom's Day. We'll tell you about it in a moment.
Price, selection, or convenience. At Arts Television and Appliance, you don't have to choose. When it comes to value, Arts will beat the big box stores every time. And no one carries a larger selection of brands and models on display every day. Competitive pricing, plus no charge delivery, no charge removal, no charge for basic hoses and power cords. With great value and an experienced, knowledgeable staff, there's no need to go anywhere else. Start with Arts. Arts Television and Appliance in North Haven and at the Galleria in Middletown.
You probably know a National Forest Direct, we install flooring the next day. And you may be thinking, what's the big deal? Well, if you go to a flooring store or big home warehouse, your installation could take up to 6 weeks or more. Just ask them. Well, we don't think that's right. At National Forest Direct, if you call today, you'll see a representative when you want. And you'll have your flooring installed the next day. So get the flooring experience you deserve. And we'll beat their price by 15% too. Call 888-400-FLOOR. We bring the store to your door.
Boscov celebrates mom with perfect gifts at prices you'll love. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, save 15% when you buy a Boscov's Mother's Day gift card. It's the perfect gift for every mom. Friday and Saturday only, take an extra 20% off our entire stock of ladies' handbags and accessories. Friday and Saturday only, take an extra 20% off almost all ladies' shoes. And Saturday only, an extra 20% off select brands of ladies' sportswear from Democracy, Alfred Dunner, and more during the Mother's Day sale at all Boscov's.
When the elderly can't get help, they might lose their lives. Life Alert solved that problem by inventing 3 different emergency systems for protection. A device for the home, a waterproof device for the bathroom, and a device for protection on the go with GPS and batteries that never need charging. For over 30 years, Life Alert Emergency Response has been saving lives. Life Alert saves a life from a catastrophe every 11 minutes.
If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Life Alert saved my life. Absolutely, positively get it.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-755-4433. That's 1-800-755-4433. Call now, 1-800-755-4433.
Watch Connecticut's most experienced news team. Weekdays starting at 4 p.m. Only on News 8, Connecticut's news leader.
Mother's Day is Sunday. How much do you love your mom? ABC's Danny New gets some answers.
How much do you love your mom?
If I were to pick 0 to 10, I would pick 1,000. A lot.
A lot.
101%. There's not enough words in the world to say it. I would rate her like a 9 out of 10. I don't know how to say it because I love her so much.
So how could she get to a 10? What would she have to do?
Sometimes, like, I'm mad at her for absolutely no reason.
Okay, so once you decide to forgive her, it's a 10. Okay.
So really she's a 10 out of 10.
What do you think is her favorite thing about you?
I don't know. It would probably be my funniness.
Really fun thing? You're funny, with a smile.
I don't know.
You like push-ups.
I don't do that. I think she loves my personality and the way I talk. My athleticism.
How good you are at basketball.
Yeah. There's so many things, honestly.
What do you think is her favorite thing about you?
That I look like her.
Let's take this opportunity. You can look at the camera if you want and tell your mom how much you love her.
Mom, I love you so much. Thank you for all the things you gave me during my life. I love you a lot, Mom. Mom, I really love you a lot, and I really want to thank you for everything you've done for me. You're the best mom ever. Shout out to you, because you're just the best mom on this earth. Well, I don't know if your mom's the best, but...
My mom's pretty cool. I didn't want to say it, but my mom's great too. Thank you as always to Success Academies here in Manhattan. Mom, if you're watching this, I love you very much. In New York for ABC News, I'm Danny Dim.
And here's to all moms.
Right.
And grandmothers too.
What do you think your kids would say about you? What would they thank you for?
Oh, that I'm so quirky.
You are. You're the best, Dad. See, I have a young one still, so she would say, my mom's great because she buys me a lot of stuffies.
There you go.
Nothing super deep at the age of 6. So here's a look at what's going on for mom this weekend. Tomorrow really doesn't look like that if you're trying to get out with mom. We'll have mixed sunny clouds and temperatures in the lower 60s. But by Sunday, the clouds will turn and there could be some showers out there. But trust me, it's not going to be super wet, but it will stay lower temperatures only in the upper 50s. And the coolest will be for sunshine and warm up nights. Monday, Temperatures will be back in the 60s to about 70 degrees.
All right, thanks so much. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you back here at 4 this afternoon. Have a good one.
That's the first. I don't know. Wow. Yeah. Right. But now, I swear.
Music Weather is sponsored by Town Fair Tire, keeping you safe on the roads.
What you need to know right now on GMA3. Severe weather lingers in the southeast with well over 100 reported tornadoes across the country since Monday.
Plus, New York City Schools Chancellor David Banks joins us on his Capitol Hill testimony on anti-Semitism in schools amid the wave of pro-Palestinian protests at college campuses nationwide as graduation ceremonies get underway. And entrepreneur and Smile Train ambassador Kamora Lee Simmons on her work at the Transformational Children's Charity.
And some words of wisdom for moms and the many millions who love them as we head into this Mother's Day on this Faith Friday.
And in our GMA3 Broadway Spotlight, one of the country's most revered literary novels brought to life. The stars of The Great Gatsby join us here in studio. Off the stretch of Warlock,
Sweaty. I know this sweaty workout. I'm sweating, man. I'm sweaty, man.
As the Rangers grab Game 3, another thrilling overtime finish against the Carolina Hurricanes.
And the fever for Hardwood star Caitlin Clark in her first home game.
Now from Times Square, Eva Pilgrim and DeMarco Morgan with Dr. Jen Ashton and What You Need to Know.
I know that song. Fireworks, yeah.
It's good to see you guys and good to have you with us. And how about a big thank you for our crew? The hardest working crew sitting here at GMA3. Can't say thank you enough.
Yes, we do love them. Yes, I love you. We also Dr. Jen, we have to ask you some questions now. We got medical news to talk about. A new poll out this morning is looking at the rising use, I'm sure no surprise to you, of weight loss drugs.
Yeah.
Walk us through this.
And we've been hearing about this now for well over a year, but just how common and popular and in use are these GLP-1 agonists like Wegovy, Ozempic, Mounjaro? Take a look. This survey showed 1 in 8 adults have used these drugs for weight loss, which they do have an FDA approval and indication for. About 6% are currently taking these drugs, Zepbound, Mounjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy. 40% say they are doing it expressly for weight loss as compared to the management of type 2 diabetes or if they've been diagnosed with cardiovascular disease. And about 50% of them, half of them, also not a surprise, have trouble affording them. They still come with a huge price tag of about $1,400 a month, if not covered by insurance.
So what needs to be done to make sure that these drugs are accessible and affordable?
It's all about the insurance companies, DeMarco. Even if people meet criteria for overweight with a pre-morbid condition or obesity, a lot of times their insurance companies are not paying for it. But the other headline behind this headline is that more people that take them, even the rare or uncommon side effects, will pop up more often. That's just simple math. It does not mean that they don't have a place. It does not mean that people shouldn't take them. It's just about awareness.
All right, the doctor has spoken. Doc, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Let's check in now with ABC's M. Wynn in Washington with a look at your latest headlines. Always good to see you, my friend.
Always good to see you, DeMarco. TGIF. And here we begin with the end of a tumultuous week inside a New York City courtroom after days of testimony from adult film star Stormy Daniels, defiant in a combative cross-examination over her account of an alleged sexual encounter with former President Trump nearly 20 years ago. Ex-White House aide Madeline Westerhout is back on the witness stand today, and Trump's former attorney Michael Cohen next week. Trump has denied all wrongdoing. And new questions about the fatal shooting of black U.S. airmen in his own home by a Florida sheriff's deputy. The family demanding the full release of body camera footage. Very, very difficult to watch the airman entering the door here apparently with a licensed gun in his right hand appearing to be pointed downwards.
The shots fired when he opened the door. A criminal investigation now underway. And the new college campus clashes arrest at the University of Pennsylvania this morning and the University of Arizona with graduation ceremonies later today. Police using chemical irritants on protesters overnight and demonstrations outside the home of the president of George Washington University here in D.C. just 1 day after police cleared encampment on campus grounds. And now at Ginger Z, tracking the severe weather through the South.
This afternoon, we are finally wrapping up day 5 of severe weather. It was quite the week, and overnight it was in the hill country there in Texas. And you see there, the storms had the heavy rain and the damaging winds. That blew all the way through the south early this morning. There's still a few little storms left, but we're going to focus on something else, and that is the cool start to Mother's Day weekend. So we're nearly 20 degrees below average in New York. Not going to get a whole lot better with the showers kind of around. Coastal flood alerts from Connecticut down to Maryland, including much of Delaware and New Jersey. So watch for that onshore flow. If you want warmth, you've got to go South Florida. Record highs possible. West Palm Beach to Miami in the mid-90s. And there's a Mother's Day forecast for you to take in and find your mom's sunshine.
Ginger, thanks so much. And another thrilling finish on playoff ice for the New York Rangers in their second dramatic OT win in a row against the Hurricanes, heading for a possible clean sweep on Saturday night. And basketball's Caitlin Clark making herself at home at her first home game with the Indiana Fever.
So
she had a dozen points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists in preseason play over Atlanta with more than 13,000 fans on hand, nearly 3 times larger than the team's average crowd last year. Of course, that is just the Caitlin Clark magic.
I'd love to see it. And you know what, by the way, Ginger mentioned it, but happy Mother's Day weekend to you guys.
Oh. Every day is Mother's Day for us.
I love that. All right, Em, good to see you. Thank you.
There's much more ahead here on GMA3 on this Friday. Addressing anti-Semitism in the classroom, the Chancellor of New York City Schools joins us on his contentious showdown with lawmakers.
And later, she's the ambassador of an organization determined to make more children smile. Kamora Lee Simmons is here in studio. Come on back.
On the weekends, you have time. You don't go away on the weekend.
Because on the weekends, we always, you guys always
ABC's GMA3, what you need to know. Brought to you by Librella. Give your dog more days of play with Librella.
I'm not going out nowhere.
Why won't Scout play with us anymore?
He has something called osteoarthritis.
I got my son.
It's
I
joint
need to
pain
go
that hurts him
away.
all the time. Now, there's Librella, the first and only once-monthly injection to control your dog's OA pain. Veterinary professionals administering Librella who are pregnant, trying to conceive, or breastfeeding should take extreme care to avoid self-injection, which can cause allergic reactions like anaphylaxis.
This is the best day of my life.
No application fee if you apply by May 31st at University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited university that's transformed adult lives for 75 years. You're not waiting to win. You're ready to succeed again at umgc.edu.
With the Freestyle Libre 3 system, know your glucose levels, no bigger 6 needed. All with the world's smallest and lowest sensor. Manage your diabetes with more confidence and lower your ANC. Try it for free at freestylelibre.com.
That's how you get strong.
Find gifts that say,
You
I
want to get
love
strong
your
like me?
style
I'm
on
a
the
big guy
Macy's
when
gift
you get
finder.
older.
Plus, our Mother's Day sale is going on now.
I'm gonna be a
Enjoy
real big
great
guy.
savings on gifts.
A big guy, big muscle guy. Look at my brother. Look at the abs.
COPD hasn't been pretty. It's tough to breathe and tough to keep wondering if this is as good as it gets. But Trelegy has shown me that there's still beauty and breath to be had. Because with 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps my airways open and prevents future flares. And with 1 dose a day, Trelegy improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night. Trelegy won't
Bye,
replace
Bazzuto.
for sudden breathing problems.
Bazzuto's
Tell your
here.
doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
They come
Do
pick
not
up the
take
garbage
Trelegy
once a
when
week.
prescribed.
On
Trelegy may
Friday.
increase your
On
risk of
Friday.
pneumonia and osteoporosis. Call your doctor
They come here once a
week.
week.
Chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, motion changes, or occur. Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful.
At Dog Chow, we believe helping dogs live their best life
should be simple. That's why dog chow is made with high-quality protein and no fillers. Purina Dog Chow. Keep life simple.
So rich, so indulgent. It's new Olay Body Wash. Silky, indulgent moisture. Bye-bye dry skin. Hello glow in just 14 days. Indulge with Olay Body Wash. Struggling with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis? Talk to your doctor about #1 prescribed Entyvio, offering 2 maintenance options, including the Entyvio pen. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Entyvio, relief, remission for real.
Tonight, a minister charged with murder.
Your husband is being accused of murdering 2 white teenage girls?
Both of them shot, execution style.
Maybe you were living with somebody you just didn't know.
The new 2022.
I swear to God.
The ultimate answer for anti-Semitism is to teach, to expose young people to the Jewish community so that they understand our common humanity.
Welcome back to GMA3. That was testimony from New York City Schools Chancellor David Banks at this week's anti-Semitism hearing on Capitol Hill.
House lawmakers pressed some of the nation's leading educators on what they are doing to combat acts of religious bias at elementary schools and high schools. And joining us now is Chancellor David Banks. It is good to see you, and thanks a lot for being on.
Good to see you as well. Thanks for having me.
So that 2-hour hearing got a little heated when you were trying to get your points across. How do you think your message was received?
I think the message was received very powerfully across the nation. We've gotten a lot of feedback from folks who said, listen, thank God somebody finally pushed back. Anti-Semitism is a scourge in our schools and in our nation, and it can't stand. And in New York City, we're doing something about it. But I think what was happening at those hearings, that too many of our legislators were really pushing for gotcha moments. What I tried to let them know was this is a serious issue. It has to be approached with serious leadership, and that's what we're trying to do.
You run the nation's largest school district, and we saw yesterday. What's your response to some of those claims from congressmen who say your leadership has allowed this anti-Semitism to fester?
Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. Listen, New York City is the largest school system in the nation by far. We have over 1 million students and staff, and we've had a handful of incidents. But this is certainly not an anti-Semitic school system at all. And wherever we see these issues that rear their heads, we respond. That's what I said to Congress, we responded. But ultimately, if you really want to address anti-Semitism, you have to teach. You have to educate. One of the reasons why I walk around with books like The Diary of Anne Frank and Eli Wiesel's Night. These are the kinds of books that all young people need to see if they want to learn about what anti-Semitism really looks like, and they have to learn about the heritage of the Jewish people so you don't see them as the other.
And what more are you doing to prevent anti-Semitic incidents, especially in NYC schools?
Yeah, well, we're continue to teach. First of all, when we do see it happen, we have to deal with it. There have to be real consequences, and we don't mess around with that. But ultimately, you have to raise the consciousness of the mind. You have to teach. We're getting ready to roll out a brand new curriculum that talks about not just anti-Semitism, but the entire history of the Jewish people. And we're doing it also to deal with Islamophobia. Folks have to understand the greatness of the Muslim community and the Arabic community.
But
We're
Zudo's over
contributors
there.
to the world. The more that young people learn about who we are, that's how you ultimately deal with anti-Semitism.
Excuse
and
me.
any other form of hate.
We've seen those protests all across
Indulgent.
the country.
Excuse
It's such
me.
a contentious time right now. Both sides getting
See,
very
at least I have
passionate
manners. I say
about
excuse
whatever
me.
they believe. How do you ensure both the student's right to free speech, but also safety?
Yeah, listen, I think young people are right to raise their voices. Many of them are deeply concerned about how this war is playing out in Gaza and the way folks are being treated. And I think they have a right to their feelings and a right to protest. But whenever that voice transfers itself into being anti-Semitic or to being Islamophobic, that's when we part ways. We've got to figure out ways to come together and not turn on each other, but learn more about each other so we can help to support each other and our common humanity.
New York City Schools Chancellor David Banks, always good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Oh.
All right, just to make a difference in so many young lives.
Spreading smiles worldwide. Trains ambassador, Natalie Simmons. She joins us tonight.
Tonight, a minister charged with murder. Her husband is being accused of murdering 2 white teenage girls. Execution they claim for living with somebody who just didn't know.
In 2020, tonight on ABC News, America's most watched newscast, ABC's World News Tonight with David York, is now available on YouTube.
If you've been paying attention, it's easy to see prices are going up just about everything. That's why you say your wallet called Car Shield. One called Car Shield allows you to gain low price. You can enjoy peace of mind knowing that from mechanical breakdowns, from the rising rates.
Yeah, I
If
know.
you're driving
That's all
an out of
mine.
warranty
I got
vehicle,
finished up my
Car
day.
Shield offers plans
Yeah,
that cover
give me
up to
mine.
6,000 parts
Is
assistance
there my
in your
dish in
car, truck, or SUV. Why can't you fix a repair? Call Car Shield now before a breakdown.
My mom told me to call Car Shield. I listened and I saved $5,000. You should always listen to your mom. When I needed long-term protection at affordable prices, I called Car Shield. I've been a Car Shield customer for close to 7 years.
You can have the cash.
And they saved me close to
I don't think
$9,000.
having.
Car Shield savings
That's
$5,000.
cabbage.
Car Shield is
I tasted that when I was over there.
So, applying to Car Shield means you have a vehicle that needs repairs. Their administrators
My
got
mom
you
was on fire.
for great drivers. There's more.
They
Lots.
like hot stuff.
Especially if you love extras like I do. See, I love a plan that includes 24/7 coast-to-coast roadside assistance, courtesy towing, and rental car options for families. Expensive car breakdowns will happen. The difference is calling Car Shield before they do. So listen to Auntie Vic and call Car Shield now to protect yourself from rising rates and cost of repair. Call now and get yourself free quote.
She likes hot stuff.
If your car will break down, but when?
You want to eat this, I'm
Every car breaks down. Car Shield gives you a price lock guarantee. This means your monthly price never goes up for as long as it covers your car. Get help paying for expensive repair bills by calling Car Shield now. Call 800-237-4000. 800-237-4000. 800-237-4000.
Oh, come on. Well, now let's get rid of it.
What?
Take the microwave with spark. I hope they all die.
Always calling it.
Game changer. Flex this compost kit to the 5 ways to get rid of every hair once for the ultimate select shaving experience.
How was that? Just what, a cold outside?
I don't know.
Oh, no, say it's 50.
It's fresh.
No, it's a
Based on a dog.
hallway. Out in the hallway.
You're all the family I need.
Work it. Here we go. Die, you son of a bitch.
Hey, no one's doing the live video in your curse. No one's doing the video in your curse. No one's doing the video in your curse. And it can't be doing that. That's what I said. I'm not trying to curse.
I'm sick of this cabbage.
I want to cash off.
I tasted that cabbage at her house.
Tobacco companies target people
One
like
little bit
me
of
with their
tea that
low-fat cigarette marketing. Realizing that made me angry enough. My tip is, this should make everyone happy.
Oh, yeah.
You can quit. Call 1-800-QUIT now for alcohol-free medication.
That's the way, that's the way they are.
There's Charmin Ultra Strong. With its diamond texture, Charmin Ultra Strong.
They like hot stuff.
Shiny
Much
like
better.
stuff.
Yeah.
Enjoy the day with Charmin.
Welcome back to Dear Man 3. Our next guest is no stranger to living life in the fad lane. As a single mom and wanting to grow into a mother and a business with an stream, as she ran the global brand Baby Fat.
She's so fabulous, and she is still inspiring others through her work with the largest
She won't tell you what's in it.
organization,
Yeah.
Smile Train. She is
It's a stock product.
entrepreneur and Smile Train ambassador.
I
She won't tell you anything.
when you have to ready to go in your mouth.
You have it in your mouth.
I know.
That's it.
That's fabulous. We do have to say congratulations because Sponsorship just named you as an ambassador. What was that like hearing that?
For me, I've been working with them for quite some time. I don't know if I was just named or was I an ambassador, but I've been working in this role. And to me, it's just monumental because it highlights the work that I do with the organization and all of the families and all of the kids, and not just kids, there's adults too that have these surgeries, but it kind of puts the stamp on all the work. And I'm so proud of it.
Why did you choose to get involved?
For me, I have 5 kids. I'm a single mom with 5 kids. And so I think when I donate or dedicate my time and my interests and monies and things like that, it's always parents, children, causes that are, help you with your self-esteem, one foot in front of the other, one smile at a time. It's like things that resonate with me. And I think me growing up on both sides of the camera, I know how that is. I know how it is to like be lacking self-esteem, to be bullied, and to look a little bit different than I was when I was coming up in St. Louis, Missouri. So I know how that is, and it's just close to my heart.
And you went to Peru
That's a hot cabbage.
where they had a lot of cleft palate issues.
Yo, she likes spicy.
Saw some of the surgery.
It was a crazy trip because it seemed like so short yet so long. It was mornings that you're getting up every day, probably like you guys do, but it's for surgery, so you're scrubbing in 4 a.m., 5 a.m. There's doctors, staff, medical teams all over. They have dedicated their time, their resources, money, facilities, everything. It was life-changing for me.
And you have some exciting news. Tell us about this big milestone.
So, Smile Training is celebrating a 25-year anniversary, and it's also our 2 millionth cleft surgery. So 25 years and 2 million surgeries to date.
That's big.
Yeah, and counting.
And what was your reaction when you met with some of the patients?
It's always a big smile. That is what it's about. It's always to improve your smile, improve your self-esteem, improve how you think about yourself and feel about yourself. So I think working with the children and the families and the adults, it always puts a smile on my face because it puts such a great smile on their face. And I live for that kind of work. I feel like at this stage of my life, right, you should do stuff that you love, that's going to resonate, and be able to share that with the world. So it always makes me smile and cry and smile.
And still hard to believe you have 5 kids?
At least. I have 5 that are my kids. And then I have a whole neighborhood of other kids. Here go those jokes. And then I have a whole neighborhood of other kids, yeah. So I'm like the little old lady that lives in a shoe.
You were saying, we were listening to you talk about your kids before you came on. You're a bit of a tiger mom.
I am. And everyone says, don't say that. It's like an outdated term. And I'm like, it got me through university. 2 girls, both graduated. Boys. I have 2 14-year-old sport athletes. I have a little 9-year-old. So I think it works. I don't know. Not in a mean way, though, just in case for anybody who has like trauma with that. Not in a way like you're locked up in your room, you can't come out.
No.
But it's kind of like just pushing them to the highest, expectation of themselves.
Paying attention.
I was about to say, because
Paying
mama
attention.
means mama don't play.
Mama don't play.
That's right.
Not a second. This mama looks like she could come for you. When we come back,
Come on, what are you doing? Don't do that. I have to go back. Right about there.
You're faced with a choice. Ride it out with the trade-offs of treating, or push through the pain and symptoms. With Ubrelvy, there's another option. One dose works fast to eliminate migraine pain. Treat it anytime, anywhere, without worrying where you are or if it's too late.
Do not take withdrawn CYP3A4 inhibitors. Allergic reactions to Ubrelvy can happen. Most common side effects were nausea and sleepiness.
Migraine pain relief starts with you. Ask about Ubrelvy. Learn how Advil can help you save. It's hard to run a business like that. Easier on yourself.
Man, what a work.
Shopify. You have your inventory, payments, and customers in sync across all the places you sell. Start your journey with a free trial today.
Backup's done. A fancy cube. Cooling flavor crystals, fancier. Too fancy. Ah, just the right amount of fancy. Icebreakers. Ooh, fancy.
Open your eyes bigger. New Panorama by L'Oreal Paris. A multi-level bristle brush to catch every single lash. Corner to corner. Bigger. Wider. See life in Panorama. Because you're worth it.
Cats really know how to do less. Be more like your cat. Try Outstretch by Fresh Step. Absorbs 50% more and lasts 50% longer. So you can change it less often. Outstretch.
Flonase allergies don't have to be scary. Spray Flonase Sensimus daily for non-drowsy, long-lasting relief in a scent-free gentle mist. Flonase, all good. Also, try our allergy headache and nighttime pills.
We're done.
What about these?
Looks right.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty absorbs spills like a sponge and is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper. Finish Ultimate, engineered for the toughest conditions. Dry, burnt-on stains, old dishwashers, very hard water. Finish Ultimate with CycleSync technology helps deliver the ultimate clean.
Your skin isn't the same as everyone else's. That's why Agency designed Future Formula, a personalized anti-aging formula that uses clinically proven ingredients like tretinoin. Future Formula by
Now your
Agency.
turn,
Get your
Bob.
first month free
Your
at
turn to work out.
liveagency.com.
It's time to feed the dogs real food, not highly processed pellets. The farmer's dog is fresh food, whole meat and veggies. It's not dry food. It's not wet food. It's just real food. It's Nivea, whose time has come.
Dr. Jen is back, and today we're talking about some new rules about dogs coming into the United States.
Yes, and you know, any chance I can to talk about veterinary medicine and our fur babies, it's a win-win. This headline got my attention. There was a new announcement just this week from the CDC about requirements for people bringing their pets into the country, particularly dogs, from other countries that are considered to be high risk for rabies outbreaks. All dogs now will need to be, there's a certain new criteria. They need to be healthy upon arrival. They need to be at least 6 months of age. They need to be microchipped. And a form from the CDC needs to be filled out in advance, certifying that that animal has had their rabies vaccination. So I actually went on the CDC site today. This cannot be done last minute. So for people who travel with their pets, particularly their dogs, know that in August of this year, August 1st, these requirements will take effect. It doesn't apply to every single country. As I said, there are certain countries that are considered high risk for rabies outbreaks. But this is something
I got
that
it. I got
affects
it down
a lot of
pat.
people, and you don't want to be stuck at the last minute. You know, this is like traveling with a person, you know, a relative. So these requirements are gonna take effect this summer.
And I wanted to talk about the big picture here because a lot of people do travel with their pets. So what's the best advice?
You know, I think I put an article about that in the last issue of my magazine with veterinarian Dr. Courtney Campbell, because whether it's car, train, plane, think of it like a person. You know, you would check out the requirements and the health issues where you're going. Similarly, coming back into the country, vaccination records, physical exam needs to be current, and we're going to be seeing more and more of that.
Yeah, a pet is another family member. It's another child. We know that. Look back at what we think.
Monday on Good Morning Connecticut, a quiet start. Buckle up on the road, a move to enforce seatbelt use.
A family turning grief into purpose to keep impaired drivers off the road. And we want to see how you are celebrating your mom. Send us your photos, and we'll see you Monday at 4 a.m.
Go tomorrow.
Watch News 8 and you can win a $200 Big Y gift card. Look for the morning code word during Good Morning Connecticut at 6 a.m. or the evening code word during News 8 at 6 p.m. Then go to WTNH.com/contest and enter for your chance to win.
What happens if you get hit by an uninsured driver, or when a driver hits you and takes off and cannot be identified? Under this scenario, car accident coverage would come in under your uninsured motorist provision. This will cover you as a pedestrian or as a passenger or driver of a vehicle. Your insurance steps into the shoes of the at-fault driver and compensates you for your injuries. What if you're a minor or don't own a vehicle but live with household family members that do? You're covered under the policy as long as you're not specifically excluded. This is why it's important to discuss all of your options with a lawyer before giving up on your potential case. I'm Katie from Long Baths. For decades, we've helped families just like yours bring beauty, value, and safety to their homes.
You've been thinking about upgrading your old bath or shower.
Let me finish.
Now's the time. With 7 decades of experience and our lifetime warranty, you'll be thinking, what took me so long? Right now, get 50% off materials, plus no payments and no interest for 2 years. Visit longbabs.com to get your free estimate today.
This toddler's breakthrough, swimming across the pool, was made possible by another breakthrough. The use of in utero surgery to successfully treat spina bifida before birth. That's the pioneering research of Yale School of Medicine, delivered through Yale New Haven Children's Hospital. Together, we're powering breakthroughs with the greatest of care. Stream on Hulu.
Welcome back to GMA3. What you need to know, somebody new to love for Justin and Hailey Bieber, the superstar couple, sharing their exciting news of an upcoming Blessed event and renewing vows in a video and photos taken on vacation in Hawaii. Baby Bieber arriving in about 3 months. We wish them well.
I don't know why I started blushing when you said Baby Bieber. That is so
It's a tongue
sweet.
twister.
It is.
It's so funny they didn't ask me to deliver the baby for some reason. But I would love to.
You would deliver
every favorite
I know.
All right, we are taking a look at some of the questions that our viewers have sent in for Dr. Jan here. And here's one. Does the temperature of my drinks impact acid reflux? That's from Lee S.
It can. So we're talking about GE reflux here, some anatomy. First of all, there's a sphincter, which is like a valve at the bottom of the esophagus, the top of the stomach. When that valve gets floppy is when the acid from the stomach goes up into the esophagus. If you've ever had heartburn, GE reflux, you know it gets your attention. It is incredibly painful, and it can damage the lining of the esophagus if it persists or goes untreated over a prolonged period of time. People know what irritates them some of the time. So yes, sometimes it's not just temperature, although typically warm drinks can actually help that. It can relax that valve and kind of keep it in the right closed position. Cold typically does not irritate the reflux or heartburn. Caffeine does, spicy foods do, overeating does. But this is something, if you are suffering from this and it persists more than a couple of days, or it happens only a couple of times a year, if it's chronic, you absolutely want to see someone and get it treated. All right, well, apropos of Mother's Day, some advice for our daughters and advice that I shared with my daughter Chloe about menopause. Even though she is 24, I wish someone had told me decades ago, and as a gynecologist, I can't emphasize enough how few women know about this. So some tips about what to share with your daughters about menopause. Number one, not all experiences are the same. It is not one size fits all. There's a spectrum, there's a range, and you won't know where you fall on it till it happens to you. Second thing is, you've experienced major reproductive hormonal stages before. When you were a teenager, you went through puberty and you survived, so you will get through this also. And then lastly, people are there to help. Don't be afraid to talk about it and to ask questions about it, to educate yourself about it. Don't wait for someone to serve it up to you on a silver platter. That's not going to happen. And the more you know about it, the better it'll be.
Chloe is so lucky to have you.
Oh,
but you
say it again.
She's so lucky. Chloe, you're lucky to have this woman in your life.
And Ella is lucky to have you.
Yes. All right, folks, so we would love to hear from you. So hit us up on Instagram with all of your medical questions for America's favorite doctor at ABC, GMA3.
Just ahead here on GMA3, a mom and author on what her faith has taught her about being a mother.
And we'll take you behind the curtain of a big new show in our Broadway Spotlight.
Next week on GMA3, grab your tea and tiaras because Bridgerton's Nicola Coughlan and Luke Newton are spilling some behind-the-scenes secrets. Plus, a performance from Train. Our friends Alfonso Ribeiro, Nicole Richie, and Beverly Hills is in the house because Lisa Vanderpump is hitting GMA3 next week on ABC.
The Jitterbug Smart 4 is now at a new lower price. Call 1-866-668-0055. The Smart has a simple menu, large screen, and urgent response for help in emergencies at the touch of a button. It's our simplest smartphone ever, now at a new lower price. So who's smart now? Call 1-866-668-0055 for a new lower price on the easy-to-use Jitterbug Smart. Save even more today with an exclusive data offer.
NexGard Combo is the only monthly topical that protects against fleas, ticks, tapeworms, and more. Used with caution in cats with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. NexGard Combo. The monthly one and done you want.
Beautiful and healthy looking eyes? It shouldn't be a compromise. Lumify Eye Illuminations, developed by the experts at Bausch & Lomb exclusively for the sensitive eye area. To cleanse, nourish, and brighten. Lumify Eye Illuminations, only in the eye care aisle.
If you spit blood when you brush, it could be the start of a domino effect. New Parodontax Active Gum Repair Breath Freshener. Clinically proven to help reverse the 4 signs of early gum disease. A new toothpaste from Parodontax, the gum experts.
If you have chronic kidney disease, you can reduce the risk of kidney failure with Farxiga, because there are places you'd like to be. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis.
Sis? Is this dog food in your fridge?
It's not dog food. It's fresh pet. Real meat, real veggies.
Seems like a lot of space to waste on a dog.
You're all the family I need.
Zyrtec Allergy Relief works fast and lasts a full 24 hours, so they could be the
Deliverer of dance.
okay, babe. Let's be more than our allergies. Seize the day with Zyrtec.
For nourished, lightweight hair, the right ingredients make all the difference. New Herbal Essences sulfate-free is now packed with plant-based ingredients your hair will love, like pure aloe and camellia flower oil. And none of the things it won't. Hair feels deeply nourished, soft, and lightweight. Plant power you can feel. New Herbal Essences sulfate-free.
For moderate to severe Crohn's disease, Skyrizi is the first IL-23 inhibitor that can deliver remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight immunity. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms about a vaccine or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease. Control of Crohn's means everything to me. Ask your gastroenterologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
George, just look at that.
Michael should really be here to see this.
The Stanley Cup Final begins June 8th on ABC.
Incredible. Things you'll hear on Jeopardy Masters this season.
What is Q&A for?
Potty training?
He said we flip all over.
One incredible tournament.
I'm the final boss. This is what I do.
This is the final watch. This is what I do. I see Lisa. She's standing there.
Welcome back. It is Faith Friday here on GMA3. Our next guest is a mom and author who is working to give women a voice for life.
She is incredible, and she joins us now to talk about her book,
Until
God
next
is
Friday.
a Mother. Please welcome to our studio, Leslie Means, everybody.
So you gotta grip him real
It
tight
is good to
so
see
you don't
you.
go forward.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you,
Good to
guys.
have you here. Congratulations on this book. It's about mothers, but you say it's not just for mothers.
Yes, yeah. So we say if you are a mother, you have a mother, or you know a mother, this book is for you. You're gonna know some of these authors. They are already best-selling authors, and some of the women in this book, this is the first time they've been published. And we love that because we say every story is important, every story matters, and it truly is about every age and stage of motherhood. Some moms are talking about those baby years and toddlers, some talk about the teen years, and some are from grandmothers or women who have grown children. But every single piece is raw and real and relatable, heartfelt, but some are really tough pieces of losing your mom or losing a child. Something happens when we become mothers,
And it's just really hard to describe that feeling, but you just know that emotion. And so when you're reading through that, you will feel what that mother is feeling, even if you're not in that stage, just because of that connection that we have as mothers.
It's a superpower.
It is. It's like it's hard to explain, but it's love.
Yeah, it changes you forever. This whole thing. I don't know if it's the hormones,
Right? I think it's all of it, right?
body being thrown all the craziness.
Yeah, you can just understand it.
Exactly. At the very beginning of this book, DeMarco noticed it as soon as he sat down. You write, "Hey God, thanks for the whispers. I promise to keep listening."
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
No, do the legs.
Several years ago, and this always makes me emotional, you guys. Several years ago, a woman reached out and she wanted to share her story on our website. And she said, "Leslie, I've been praying about it and I want a place to share it, and I found you guys and this is where I want to share it." And I said, "Yeah, absolutely, we would be honored to publish your words." And it was about her friend who had died by suicide 4 months after her child was born. She was going through postpartum depression. And her friend wanted to share this story so no other women would have to go through this alone. And after we published that piece, we received an email not long after that that said, "Thank you for sharing this story. It saved my life." And that happens over and over and over again. From the whispers, I feel like that God tells me, because sometimes I'm like, what am I doing, this Nebraska girl in New York City with you fine people? And I feel like this has been God whispering to me all the time, because our stories are so important and they matter so much. And we really hope that even if people never get their words published in a book or they never write them down, that they are sharing their story with someone else in their community. They find someone in their schools or their church or their neighbor and they say, "Hey, tell me your story." No matter what they look like, no matter what they believe, no matter what circles they're in. And then hopefully they will want to listen to your story too. And I feel like that's where the good stuff happens.
All the good
That's
stuff.
where the world can be changed, It's just by sharing your story. And I feel like that's been God's whisper for me all the time, is to just really encourage people to keep sharing their stories.
Well, it is no secret that you are walking in your purpose. And at this part of the program, we like to solicit advice. I mean, it's Mother's Day weekend, and some of us are lucky to still have our mothers, but there are people who don't have their moms around. What advice would you give to all of us here?
Motherhood is hard, so hard, and beautiful and wonderful. So something that's somewhat, right, they're all the emotions. Years ago, 2005, I was this green reporter in Beaumont, Texas, and I was absolutely terrified to go live. And the season reporter took me aside and she said, "Leslie, right before you go live, I want you to remind yourself that you are awesome." And I said, "That is the most ridiculous. I am awesome. I'm not awesome. I'm 23. I don't know what I'm doing." But I did it. I said it before I went live. I said, "You are awesome, Leslie. You can do this. You can do this." And I have done that throughout my life. I have told myself that I am awesome. I can do it. I've told my kids. I've told our writing community, and now I get to tell all of you fine folks and all of you guys that you are awesome. There can be really hard things that you're going through and beautiful things.
I'll be
But
showing
in
this
motherhood,
tomorrow.
you can do it. You are awesome. You are loved by an awesome God, and the world
Then I'll
needs your
party
support.
And hold on to
again
Hold on to it.
tomorrow.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you, Leslie.
Leslie, so nice to have you here. And you can pick up a copy
Friday,
of So God Made a
under
Mother.
my second
Anywhere
row
books
this
are sold, you can
afternoon.
also scan that QR
And
code
my
on the
last
bottom of
row
our screen there.
will be
Purchase a copy.
SmackDown
Gotta come back.
theme
I'd
song.
love to.
Yes, we
Please.
love to have you back. Yes,
When we come back, Law and Order SVU star Mariska Hargitay joins our Roxy Diaz.
Yeah, with a message about the role our pets can play when it comes to domestic violence. We're back in a moment.
That colonoscopy for getting screens while I'm delaying. I heard I had a choice. I know the name. That's what I'm saying. Cologuard? Cologuard. Cologuard.
Screen for colon cancer.
At home, like you want.
You the man. Actually, he's a boss. Cologuard is a one-of-a-kind way to screen for colon cancer that's effective and non-invasive. It's for people 45 plus at average risk, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider for Cologuard.
I did it my way.
Shutterfly gets your photos off your phone and into one-of-a-kind wall art, gifts, photo books, and more. All covered by our 100% happiness guarantee. Get your photos off your phone and get 40% off orders of $29 or more with code TV40.
That grime you film on your teeth,
Dr. G?
it's actually the buildup of plaque bacteria, which can cause cavities.
Most toothpaste quit working in minutes, but Crespo Health's antibacterial fluoride protects all day.
They stop cavities before they start.
Crest.
If you're a smoker, I have a tip for you. Make a video of yourself before all this happens.
You can quit. Call 1-800-QUIT now for help getting free medication.
Are you tired of your hair breaking after waiting years for it to grow? Meet new Pantene Pro E Miracles with our highest concentration of pro vitamins yet, infused with ingredients like biotin and collagen. Strengthens hair bonds and repairs as well as a leading luxury brand without the $60 price tag. For stronger, healthier hair. If you know it's Pantene.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling in RA and PSA, relieve fatigue, and stop further joint damage. And in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin, heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occur. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Chest is all wet. I'm not sure it's all wet, probably.
And take back what's yours.
AbbVie could help you save.
Every single Friday
Alice loves the scent
is a
of gain
workout,
so much.
unless we had to
She
go
wished there
somewhere
was a way to
and
make
I'll
it
work out
last
on a
longer.
Thursday.
Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice. And long-lasting Gain scent beads. Part of the irresistible scent collection from Gain.
Compared with other chews, one Vervecto chew protects from fleas and ticks for 12 weeks, nearly 3 times longer.
Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurological disorders. Protection that lasts longer? Bravo, Brevecto! Bravo!
You've made it to the top 5. What are you going to do next?
Walt Disney World! It's Disney night. Yes! And your votes decide the top 3.
I think you'll be in the finale.
Idol Live, Coast to Coast, ABC Sunday.
Hi, I'm Taraji P. Henson. I'm hosting Time 100, a celebration of the most influential people on the planet.
With musical performances from Fantasia Barrino and me, Dua Lipa.
The Time 100 Gala, Sunday on ABC.
Welcome back to GMA3. According to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, over the course of a single year, more than 12 million women and men are affected by domestic violence.
Well, one thing you may not know is that only 17% of domestic violence shelters in the U.S. accept pets. ABC News contributor Roxy Diaz is outside in Times Square with more.
That's right, I'm here with a very special guest. She's an Emmy-winning actress, a fierce advocate and activist, and the heart and soul of one of the longest-running dramas on television, Law & Order SVU, New York City. Please welcome Mariska Hargitay. There we go. Gotta act like you do television around here. Come on. Now, you're here with us for such an amazing cause, and thanks to our sponsor, Purina, you're helping shine light on domestic violence. Tell us more why this is so important to you, and tell us about the Purple Leash program.
When I found out about this initiative that Purina and Red Rover, this amazing organization that keeps animals safe, I was so incredibly moved because I also was educated about the fact that only 20% of domestic violence shelters allow
Alright guys, I'm finished working out.
the statistic is
I'll see you guys next Friday. Next workout is next Friday. Have yourself a great day. Have yourself a great Mother's Day weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Have yourself a great Mother's Day weekend. Have a good one. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Is that the amazing artist named Kristen Bisbal, who did the statue of Fearless Girl.